know. It's Monday. I don't expect you to know either. The start of the week.
Yeah.
You're just getting into the groove.
Yeah.
People are upset. Even though the sun is out, the wind may be blowing, but we're here. There's no snow on the ground.
Nope.
There's no rain. The sun is out much longer. Why are we complaining? It's Monday. It's time to get it popping. The best soccer/footy podcast in the world, doing what real potters do. You ready to pod?
I'm ready.
Oh, that's so corny. I'm always going to ask you every single week. I'm going to ask you every single week till Fabs comes back.
All right.
Podders going pod. We're here, ready to get down into it. Best soccer/footy podcast in the world. And we got to get into it, man, because I'm really trying to beat this Leafs traffic.
I know you are.
I don't really give a damn about any small talk that happened this week, because that traffic, I would be pissed off.
I know.
When I get stuck in it. So, with that being said, it's the InnerViews Podcast, episode number 70. You see what Fabs is not here. Now I got to remember the numbers.
Are you not going to play your intro?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, I don't know when you play it.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Okay.
InnerViews
Sorry.
Podcast,
Go ahead.
episode
Sorry.
70,
Sorry,
Milestone, 70 episodes. We're here, strong, kicking, two guys, one half of the Prem boys, me, always hated on everything that needs to be hated on, because if I don't hate on it, who will? And we're here, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. The Leafs are playing down the street, but we don't give a damn. And if they win, I will give a damn, because I'm going to be stuck in that traffic. I don't want to be stuck in that traffic. Shout out to Dan's neighbors, because they're definitely hearing my voice today. They're definitely hearing the gunshots. They're definitely hearing the air horn. Podcast episode 70. I never thought we would get here.
Oh, I had all faith in the world.
I never thought we would go. You didn't listen to episode number 1.
No, I did not.
I know, but you listened to episode number 1 and think we'd hit 70 out of the park. I would never in my wildest dreams think we'd hit 70, but we did it.
Good.
We're here. Happy to have you here, even though you're one half of the Prem boys, and I don't like the Prem boys.
That's fine.
But you're kicking strong for Fabs in his honor, and that's cool. That's copacetic.
Whoa.
That's, I don't know.
That's enough. That's a bit.
Yeah, that's good. But we're here, and we got a lot of stuff to break into this week. I'm not alone. As you can see, there's only one person to the left. Usually there was one person to the right. We're holding applications. You feel like you want to pod with the podders? Then feel free to put in your application, and we will definitely review it. And, maybe someone else could be. Definitely not going to be Dan, because now he's worked his way into the real seats.
Oh, yeah. The next guy's sitting in that chair.
The next guy's sitting in the chair. So Dan's worked himself into the real seats, and we are here. And we're, if you want to give us your insights, give us your tactical analysis, anything that you thought stood out, we're open to hear from you.
We got another mic.
Yeah, we got another mic waiting. But just let it be known that you got big shoes to fill. Because the other guy that was here wasn't playing no games.
Nope.
And you can't be coming up in here and playing no games, or I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill any... I don't He's going to be so pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this guy abused it. He abused it. Anyhow, Dan, how are you?
I'm good. Good. Can't complain. Busy weekend, I would say.
You enjoyed? I know you enjoyed.
Yeah.
You're out with the boys.
I had a little boys' weekend. If you look at
at
the right there, you could see the beer cans are still there.
Boys in the brews.
Yep. Watched the
losers.
Yep, all 3 of them actually.
Oh man.
Had the split screen going with TFC and the Raptors.
Oh.
And then we finished it off with a Leafs loss. Actually, that was the icing on the cake for me at least.
And they played the same time as the Warriors, and you didn't even tune in.
Nope.
See, that's why I didn't come. Because then, time conflicts. Then I had to get stuck in traffic after the Raptors embarrassed themselves.
Yep.
Not happening.
That's fair.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's the last time I invite you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I gave everyone great notice that the season, there are like 5 games left in the Premier League season.
So once the Premier League season is over, we're going to have a long chat?
Well, no, because that sounds like you're taking me on a date, pause. So that's not going to happen.
Okay.
But, once the season is done, and then we only have the FA Cup and the Champions League the week after, and the Europa League, then, I could kind of ease out and try and make my rounds and do what I got to do. But until then, no, man, we got work to do. We got fish to fry. We got whatever people think they do. We're doing that. We're doing that. We got to pick up the slack because Fabs ain't here.
That's right.
People don't understand how important he was, so we got to do that. And I'm happy you had a nice little weekend with the boys.
Yeah.
Did the boys enjoy?
I think so.
Yeah.
They drank all the beer.
That doesn't mean that they enjoyed.
No.
How do you know if the boys enjoyed?
Um.
Is there like any code, like any like indicator? Like, how do you know the boys had a good time?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's because they don't shoot you a message after. Hey, man, had a great time at your place.
Yeah.
It's just like, whatever.
Yeah. You know, who go back to their girl, oh, man, I had a shitty time, but the beer was there.
Yeah.
It was flowing. Not just say that this situation, any situation.
No, in any situation.
Because I don't think I've ever gone back and been like, yeah, man, I had a great time tonight, guys.
But you know what? I've only done that back in the day when I went out with my significant other, and it was like a couples thing. I always shot the guy who hosted us a little thank you message.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
No, but that was more of a coupley thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, like, hey, man.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. I really appreciate it. The food was really good. And I kind of lied. Even if the food wasn't, I always said the food was good.
Oh, I'm snitching. I hope whoever you told that to listens to this. I definitely hope they somehow find this and listen to it. And that Dan, he was such a liar. I put my heart and soul into this food, and he didn't even really like it.
Oh, well.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good question to ask. I feel like we need to know. You like guys just have a problem of like communicating with each other, and I feel like at some point we need to come together and start like expressing our feelings. Pause. You know,
I hear you.
Guys just don't share anything. Females share the world to each other.
Oh God, do they ever?
Females know everything about each other. Guys just kind of keep it into themselves. You're having a bad day. Let me know you have a bad day.
Yeah.
Let me know something's wrong.
I fully agree.
I don't know. Guys are trash. Anyhow, your weekend was good.
Weekend was good.
You enjoyed your Sunday after that?
Yeah, Sunday was good.
No hangover?
No.
Didn't step out into the streets?
Saturday night or Sunday?
Saturday night. Because I don't know if the streets were popping after what happened.
No, actually, you know what? We did go out after. It was an early night, but the streets were kind of calm. Even on the King Street, it was quite laid back.
Yeah, because everyone was disappointed. You can't party after the Leafs and the Raptors and TFC lose.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Why is it that when you go watch the game at a bar, the volume of the TV isn't on? There's music playing. I want to listen to the commentary.
Because you're not going to a sports bar. I see. You didn't catch it.
So I gotta go to the overpriced.
Yeah, you gotta go to the sports bar. Most sports bar, you have to go to a sports bar. If you go to just a regular bar, like a regular pub.
Yeah, I went to a regular pub.
Yeah, there's a good chance that they may not have.
No, they had the music going. Couldn't hear.
Yeah, that kind of kills the vibes.
Yeah,
and we're here for the vibes.
I am. I like to hear, even if it's the Ray Hudson of hockey. I don't know who that is, but I want to hear the commentator. Jim Houston?
I forgot, but he just left. The Canadian guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying the vibes weren't good?
No,
they weren't right.
No.
Oh.
But the next time I go watch, if I do watch the Maple Laughs, that's what I call them.
Yeah. You better hope they not win the Stanley Cup, or you take that back.
It'll be the second parade in the city.
Anyhow, I actually had a discussion with someone about that, and they were not having anything that you were saying.
That's fine.
But we'll leave that to another day.
Bring them on the pod.
Yeah, I will one day. They'll watch. They won't talk soccer, but or footy, but they'll definitely be here to let you know.
All right.
There was something else that I had to discuss, and it involved females, but I can't remember because I'm trying to beat this Leafs traffic. So I don't think anything else happened this weekend that mattered. Anything exciting?
No, but there's something that happened today. I want to give a quick thought to what's going on in Paris.
Yes. Okay. I agree.
You know.
Yeah.
I've never been to the church myself, but I know a lot of people have, and hopefully they can save that whatever's left of it.
No, I'm fully with you there.
That's all I want to say.
Anything positive happen? Such a quick turnaround because we're here Friday, right? So if nothing really happened on the weekend,
no,
I feel like we're all kind of
we've got another one on Thursday this week. No,
yeah, we do.
Easter this weekend.
Yeah,
for those celebrating.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
A little family time.
That's good. I agree.
Yeah, I'm not super religious myself, but
you're gonna do the Easter egg hunt, and you want to paint the little eggs.
You know what?
And you
want? I'll tell a super quick story. My father always used to write little notes in the morning about where to find the Easter egg, and we always used to have a little Easter egg hunt.
Aww.
I don't know if my father had more fun writing the notes than me and my sister did searching for the eggs, but my father was very good at those things.
Really?
He went all out. Yeah.
Do you still do it now?
No.
I gotta ask.
No.
You still do it now? That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
Yeah, you could do it for fun. I won't judge.
No. No.
I won't judge.
No. But I will be going home on the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that in mind.
Yes.
So I don't need to come down here. What you're trying to say? I got to keep my vibes uptown.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'll be in the West End.
You know what happens is definitely that when that happens, I'm gonna step out and.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll see it. I'll see it on.
Yeah, you'll see
on
it.
Instagram.
You'll see it. No, you'll know. No, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Weekend was good. Lots of games to cover. Lots of stuff to get into. We got into our shit and we got to break that down soon. So with that being said, if nothing else really happened this weekend, we got to give a big shout out to the YouTube subscribers. Shout out to all the listeners, new and returning, and those that didn't come back but will be back soon. Shout out to everyone on Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and any Android apps on your Android devices. Shout out to those on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Quora. Shout out to all the independent men, independent women, school kids, doctors, policemen, all the homeless people. Shout out to all the Maple Leaf fans down there. I know I don't agree with you guys, but God, it must, that's real support to really go there or to Jurassic Park, or is it the same shit?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to you guys for just standing outside and watching another team play. Shout out to those working at Timmy. Shout out to all those that are really getting into their grind. Shout out to everyone that's getting away and enjoying their time on a beach. I want to be like you. I really envy all of you, and keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to all those, the hackers. Shout out to the truck drivers. Shout out to the plumbers, all the people working in construction. The summer's getting hot soon, or it's going to get hot soon, and you're really going to hate it, but shout out to you guys. Respect all of you guys. Shout out to all the gas pumpers, those that work in the gas station. Shout out to everyone, man. Public service workers, anyone who needs to be shouted out, I'm shouting you out. Like I said, Thursday we'll get back into the routine where we do this, and I have a lot of energy to really shout out everyone, because I feel like there are a lot of people that need love and they don't get it. So shout out to all of them because they need it. But with that being said, if nothing else is really popping this week, if we're kind of just sticking with the vibes and getting into what happened this weekend, then
hit your music.
I gotta ask you if you're ready first. This is a new vibe.
Sorry.
This is a new vibe.
I'm ready.
Is
that good?
No, that's not good. That's not how it's done. But with that being said, if everything's good and we're ready to pod, then let's get into it. Let's pod. It's not working. I guess we're not podding. I guess we're not potted. This is how you know we're not potted. We're not going to pot. It's InnerViews Podcast, episode 7. Eric from Ontario with your guy, Tyrrell. And it's about to get popping. Dan. What are we getting into this week?
Where do you want to start?
I don't know. I'm really pissed that didn't go the way I wanted it to go.
But
it's organic, unfiltered soccer/footy analysis. Best soccer/footy podcast in the world. We're starting the Premier League. Okay. We always start in the Premier League. You're one half of the Prem boys. And there's a big game on Sunday. There's a really big game on Sunday. It was at Anfield.
Oh, is that where we're going?
That's
I thought we were building up to it.
No, we don't build up to shit.
Okay.
We don't build up to shit. We're getting into it. We're getting into it. How do you feel? People should have watched. I'm trying to break it down what happened.
If you didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
What the hell were you watching?
No, I said people should have watched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you didn't watch, what the hell were you watching?
Spall. I was watching Spall. Get in their little bag.
They played Saturday.
Sorry, the balls. No, that was enough for us.
Right. Listen, I thought that was one of their best performance of the year.
Really?
Yep. I thought that was a mature Liverpool team. That I honestly, when I was watching that game, I thought to myself, you know what? This could be the game that turns the season for Liverpool. In terms of this was a massive opportunity for them to slip.
Are you going to continue?
And I think they managed the game well. I thought they got the 3 points that they needed, that they couldn't drop. And those front three looked pretty damn good. Salah scored an unbelievable goal, and Mane is scoring goals as well. And Jordan Henderson, kudos to him because he played a fantastic game as well. And I don't want to say he's underrated, because I don't think that's true. But Robertson on that left-hand wing has been one of the best defenders in the Premier League this year.
Yeah, I know. You really like him a lot.
I do.
I know.
I think he gets. I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves in that back line because,
Van Dijk.
yeah, is stealing all of the plaudits. But him and Alexander-Arnold on both those wings allow Liverpool to do what they do, and I think they should get a little bit more credit than what they deserve. On the flip side, Chelsea. Chelsea are what Chelsea are. I don't think that game showed me anything differently. I don't even want to say that Sarri's putting his eggs in the Europa League basket because I don't think that's what he's doing. But it's looking more and more likely that if they're gonna get back into the Champions League, it might be the Europa League route.
Well, after hearing all that, yes,
You agree with none of it.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I agree. Robertson and Arnold are probably the best fullbacks in the league, and Robertson is probably the best left back if Benjamin Mendy isn't fit, which he hasn't been. So we could possibly give them that. I don't think Chelsea were that bad, and I thought they coped well in the first half, and Liverpool didn't really have many chances. I thought they were able to beat the press. I thought they got into good areas. I do think that Sarri starting Hazard up front. I know why he started Hazard up front. And that's more of a defensive move by him, which kind of made sense. But Chelsea were clearly much better after they had gone down 2 and Hazard went to the left and was kind of doing everything by himself. And granted, Hazard should score twice. So I don't know if I could give Liverpool all that credit because they conceded 2 clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities that Eden Hazard should score, doesn't score. But if that's another day, he probably scores both of them. And I think that's a big problem. And I also do think that they really played well in the first 10 minutes of both halves. And
Chelsea.
Liverpool.
Okay.
And I do think that they're extremely fortunate that the second half went their way in the terms of those first opening 10 minutes. And more so the first 5 or 6 to 7 when they scored those 2 goals in the 2 minutes. I thought Chelsea set up right. And I don't think that they really were threatened in that opening half. There was only 2 chances that came to mind, the Salah chance. And then I think Mane just missed a chance near the edge of the box.
Yes.
So when I look at that as a whole, it's a great result for them because it's the toughest game of the season and their run-in is much easier than Manchester City's. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that was their best performance. And I don't know how that goes if perhaps Sarri. My thing with Sarri not playing Hazard on the left is that what does he have to lose there? Yes, you could have Trent going forward, and that could lead to perhaps an overload down that left-hand side. But I think Trent would be much more worried about Chelsea winning the ball and giving it to Hazard down that left-hand side and running at Matip. And Liverpool, they were able to edge it, but it kind of follows the same MO that I've seen with them. Start halves really well and then kind of fade through because they don't have the energy. I do give Jordan Henderson credit. I thought he has played well and his running into the box was pivotal to both goals. And I think Firmino does deserve some credit as well. But in regards to them, Liverpool, and specifically after they went up 2-0, they could have easily, they just kept going forward. And they were conceding chances. And I think Chelsea created 3 legitimate goal-scoring chances that on another day would have been scored. And we would be possibly talking about something else. So, yeah. As for Chelsea in the Champions League, I will leave it as they got to beat Manchester United.
Yeah, that's the big... That's the head-to-head.
Yeah. Whoever loses that game is probably done.
Yep. But are not Arsenal not in the top 4 right now?
They are ahead of Chelsea on goal difference, and they have a game in hand.
Right.
I don't like their run-in schedule as well, and I think they're very fortunate to, although they did create more chances, they played Watford for majority of that game with 10 men.
Yeah, Fat Drake got.
Yeah, which was also a bit harsh in my personal opinion.
I honestly I didn't watch the game, but from what I heard, it was a little bit harsh.
Yeah.
And Foster didn't cover himself in glory.
No.
Yeah.
So I
saw that goal.
So I look at all of that and I'm just like, they get by. It's important. Things went their way, but they're a totally different team on the road. A totally different team on the road.
Is it's? Do you believe it's Chelsea's to throw away, or which one of those three do you see getting that fourth spot?
I don't know, because I don't trust any of them. I don't even trust Spurs. I don't trust any of them. Because if Spurs lose on Saturday, then we're having the same conversation about them.
This Saturday coming.
Yeah, coming up.
Okay.
If they do, then we have I don't care whatever Spurs did this weekend against Huddersfield, that are by far the worst team in the league. Kudos to them and kudos to Lucas Moura. And we'll get to their little Champions League matchup in a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't trust any of them. Okay. And I feel like...
And you know what? You've stayed consistent on that.
Yeah.
All year.
And they've all proven me right.
Yep.
No consistency from any of them. And what's crazy about that is that's why none of them are even close to the top two teams. And what we kind of miss in all of that, specifically with the top two teams, is that the way it's shaped right now before we get into City, if City win all of their games, they're champions.
Yes.
And City could afford to, for the most part, drop one. And when I mean drop, I mean tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you look at it, City by far have the tougher schedule because they play United, they play Spurs, they go away to Burnley, and then after they go away to Burnley, they play Brighton.
Wait a minute. Hold on. If City went out,
they win the league.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if City draw, then it could go down to goal difference if they
Correct.
draw one of the games.
Which City still own a hefty goal differential.
Yeah. But City do have the tougher schedule. Because like I said, they play Spurs, they play United, they go to Burnley, they go to Brighton, and they host Leicester.
Yes.
So that's not, and Liverpool have a fairly easy schedule.
Yes.
Games that they should win.
Except
for Wolves at the end.
Yes.
But who knows what side they're going to play? Because I'm pretty sure, isn't it the final game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we don't know.
You don't know the side that Wolves is going to put out?
Yeah, we don't know. But what's crazy about that, and what I feel not a lot of people are taking into consideration, is that they could win out, and Liverpool would lose the league based off losing one game to Manchester City. And that one game is the one game that separates them from being Invincibles 2.0.
Yes.
Which is nuts.
Yes.
Which is nuts. And I think that should be taken into perspective. And that's why it's going to suck that we're not going to be able to really kill them.
Yeah. But you know what? But that also highlights what we were talking about last week, is how far ahead these two squads are than the rest of those guys. Then the rest of the Tottenham, then the Chelsea, then the United.
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's wow. I found that was really big, and I don't bank on City to really drop points. I think it's a great position for them, and like at the end of the day, they've put themselves in a position where if they don't win, it's on them, 100% on them. Because now all you have to do is win out. And they are better than every team that they're going to face. Not to say that every game is going to be easy, but they are better than every team that they're going to face. And that should be more than enough for them to go out and finish the business like they did this weekend against, unless you have anything else to say about Chelsea. The one thing I do want to say about Chelsea, though, is that after watching that game, that was kind of it for me with Hazard in regards to him going towards to him staying.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have come to that conclusion, but after watching that, I just don't know how he could even think about staying there. And it's not even about body language. Just like you look at that, and Eden Hazard we've killed him on this podcast as well. And the one thing I do want to say about Eden is that at the end of the day, when you really dissect it, is that he is, maybe not in this season, maybe if you want to judge this season, and I still think I can entertain the argument, he is the best player in that league. He is the best individual in that league.
Best individual, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going by whatever happened this season.
No.
And I could also but I said that I could entertain that argument if someone were to present it.
Right.
But he is the best individual in that league. And you could just see it.
Yeah.
You just see it. He could carve, and he's done it a few times. He could carve open that Liverpool squad by himself.
Yep.
And when I'm watching him do this, and I feel bad for him because he should have scored the 2 goals. I look at it, it's like, it comes a point where you look around
and
you
say,
see,
what the hell am I playing with?
yeah,
You know what? It's funny because I almost felt the same thing the last couple matches. Him saying, what am I, not by his body language, but just by the way he's playing. What am I doing here?
yeah,
I need to get out.
yeah.
He hasn't come out and publicly said it or anything like that.
And he won't.
But when you've played the game like you and I have, not at that level, but when you've played the game, you know who wants to be there and you know who doesn't want to be there. And I think he's more and more on the outs than he is on the in.
Yeah. Other question there. Do you blame Jorginho for this second goal?
Because he should have closed down Salah quickly?
Yeah. Because a lot of people, I saw that little narrative going around. I was just like,
I think people are just trying to kill Jorginho.
yeah, it's come to a point where they're really trying to kill him, and that's just like, I don't think even if you close it down, there's nothing you really do about it.
No, if you really want to put the blame on someone, why is Emerson allowing him to cut in on his left?
Yep.
You know he's gonna go on his left.
Yeah. Yeah.
So show him down the right.
Yeah.
If you really want to be tough on someone, it's on him,
Yeah.
not Jorginho.
Yep. And I could say the same thing. I could say the same thing for the first one, but
Yes.
I just found that interesting that he's a little scapegoat on social media. I don't think he's done that bad.
No, the last couple of weeks he hasn't.
I don't think he's done that bad. The thing you have to understand, there are clear limitations with him in certain aspects, but at the end of the day, I think he does his job for the most part the way that I expect him to do it. It's a big culture change for him. It's a big culture change for his manager. I don't know if both of them will be there come the end of the season. But I think that there should be a real ease up there. But like I said, at that football club, I don't expect any better. So when we get to Manchester City, because we're not wasting our time on them.
Nope.
Interesting that I think Pep said, and this was where I was going with the whole rest thing last week, was that he rested those guys to win this game.
Yes.
Sané, rested.
Yes.
De Bruyne, rested. Mendy, rested.
Yep.
And he did that because, in a nutshell, he feels that whatever result they got at Spurs, that they should be able to overturn that.
Absolutely. And then we said the same thing last week.
Yeah. And that's why I was not surprised. And that's why I don't think the 1-0 loss was that crazy, because if you're as great as you believe you are and you've shown, you should beat that Spurs squad given everything going on there, because Kane's not going to be there.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure Ali won't be there.
He's a doubt. Yep.
Yeah, and if he's there, he's not 100%.
Nope.
And not a 100% Ali is, you might as well just not play him. I'm
Right.
going to go that far and say that. And because his game is so limited to me. What he does very well, but a half fit Ali isn't going to make the difference here.
No.
To me, at least. And I'm pretty sure Winks is out.
I didn't hear that.
I think he might be out, which really puts them in a hole.
Oh, and we said that last week.
Yeah, which really puts them in a hole. So if you're Manchester City and you're looking at all that, yeah, I'm going to rest Kevin De Bruyne, who's been out for a while, a long period this season. Yeah, I'm going to rest Mendy. And yeah, I'm going to let Sané get a goal, because that Palace match was much more important, because I'm pretty sure, and this is what I like about Pep, is that you prioritize the league.
Correct.
You don't go through 38 games just to throw away the league so you can win the Champions League that you may not even win.
That's right. That's right.
And if you're as good as you are, you could devise a plan, and you know that you're playing a game every 3 days. You devise a plan where you use that depth that you spent all that money for.
And there's the key. There's what we've said.
Yeah.
The depth that they've spent the money
Yeah.
on. And I think that's where you have to give this Manchester City team a lot of credit. That bench is a deep, deep bench.
Yeah.
They can rotate, and we've seen that. These last two games are just a microcosm of what this City team truly is. They are a deep team in a lot, and we've said this too, that they have limitations. I'm not going to say that they don't.
Yeah.
But you know what? When push comes to shove, Pep has been able to rotate. Look, Mahrez didn't play. Otamendi didn't play. Danilo didn't play. All that, guys that started and the first three started in the Champions League, and they may start on Wednesday. We may see that same lineup.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to start.
And I think that's some of the beauty of what Pep has is that ability to change. It's that ability to play anybody he wants to. And they played very well.
Yeah.
And Palace is not an easy place to get a result.
No.
So shout out to Raheem scoring goals. You could argue he should have had 3. De Bruyne is
He's back. He's back.
Okay, you're gonna say it.
He's back.
Okay, he pulled the strings fantastically well. Look, I don't know what more to say than that was a very complete performance. I called Liverpool's performance mature. I think this was just as much, if not more.
Yeah, and that's a tough place to go. That's a place where they've struggled in the past. That was a team that beat them this season at home. And that's why I'm not too... I know a lot of pundits and the general media will look at the two schedules and play, let's compare. I don't think that really matters with this team. I really don't think it matters. I think they played too many big games this season. I think they have a bench. I think they have a complete squad that if you're not playing well, if you're not training well, you're not going to play. Mm-hmm. So those guys are going to give their all every single week. They're very close, and they've been in this run-in before. The Agueros, the David Silvas, the Fernandinhos, the Vincent Kompanies. He may not be playing, but he's there. Mm-hmm. They have been here before. They've been in this run-in, coincidentally, against Liverpool.
Leaders, is what you just named.
Yeah, and they've been there. They know how to get it done. They know that at the end, they got to win. They got to take it game by game and just keep going. And that performance there, I don't think Palace ever looked like they had a kick.
No.
Zaha and Townsend were defending for majority of the game. Gundogan did what he wanted to, who he has played very well and is slowly playing to the consistency levels that we saw at Dortmund years ago when a lot of people thought he would make a big move.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
What is the value of Benteke? Because I was trying to figure that out that whole game. Why didn't he play Batshuayi?
Benteke is a weird character because at the end of the day, you always feel like, not this game in particular, but he always positions himself in a place where he should score. And I don't think he has any league goals this season, but that's the biggest surprise because you feel like he should have one.
Yeah.
And it's always about, he was the one that I always thought would be, he was a better player than Lukaku at one point, and you always felt that he should have been.
Yes.
But there's something there. I don't know what it is, but look, I could agree that perhaps Mishi should have came on maybe at some point. He was on the bench, right?
He didn't come in.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what's going on there, but I can't really defend that point because I don't know what. I have a gripe with Mishi as well.
Okay.
But Benteke, they kind of want him to play that Rondon role and hold the ball up, but it just wasn't happening. City had all of it. De Bruyne, like you said, and I said I think he's back. And I remember Fabs and you were here talking about it's just like whenever they get him back, to add to this, and we said if it happens towards the end of the season, that's the best and biggest thing that could happen to them.
That was like a January transfer window signing for free.
Yep, because I think David Silva's tired. I want to make that case.
I was gonna say that he might, and I've said this here. I think of all the City players that they've signed through all this new City, if you want to call it, David Silva might have been one of those most, if not the most important signing that they have made over this stretch of period. You can talk about the Agueros and even Zavaleta and whatnot, but I think David Silva was probably their most important signing during this period. But with that being said, I think he's reached his. I don't want to say he's reached the end of the road, but I think he's going to start to take on a more diminished role as time goes on.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing it now because it looks like, specifically even for next season, it could be De Bruyne, Bernardo, and then your choice of whoever sits at the base, whoever they go for to sit at the base. So I just think that the last few weeks, and I made the joke that the bald David Silva was playing much better, but his 2019 hasn't been that great in comparison to the start of the season. And I want to see how Pep is going to use him, because you feel like he's an automatic starter. But at some point, especially in this run-in, I want to see how Pep manages that and if he could squeeze out anything out of him. And big shout out to Raheem, man. Big shout out to Raheem, solely based on the fact that I sit here and I remember when everyone was killing him for not being the guy that could finish.
Yep.
And I always felt that he had everything in his game back to that Liverpool run where they lost to City.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this kid has everything in his game. It's just he's very young. He's like 20 then or 19.
Yep.
I was like, once he learns how to finish, he's going to be a big problem.
And I just want to say something before we move on to the next one anyway. On Sterling himself. He has matured in front of our eyes. And I'm not just talking about on the pitch itself. He's been subject to racism and whatnot on a countless number of times. And the guy tweets well, because I think now it's even important to be able to tweet properly. But he tweets well, he speaks well, and he plays well. And I think with all of those three together, I think he's become truly a mature player, and maybe one of the more important players for the English national team coming into the Euros next year. You could almost make an argument he's more important to them than Harry Kane. You
can. A lot of people may not take that with as much stock as they should, but I think that's definitely an argument that could be had. He's becoming that important, and he's really growing into himself, and that's one of the benefits that Pep has with getting all these younger players and trying to mold them into his type of player with the Sanes and getting Bernardo and looking at Stones, like all those players. And it's really coming to fruition now in what is now his third season in England.
Yep.
And look, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get scarier, which is why I feel that Liverpool have to win now, because I don't know if they'll be able to replicate this. Whereas we're seeing City with Kevin De Bruyne missing an extremely large portion of the season. He was their best player last season, arguably the best player of the in the Premier League.
Yep.
That they're close to replicating what they did last season, and no one thought they could. Everyone expected a drop off. We were here in December saying, yeah, this could be the drop off year, but they keep going. And Pep has been there before in these title races. You look to his time at Barcelona, where they pushed till the end. Real Madrid pushed them, and they were able to get through it. So it's going to be really big now, because you look at the two results, it feels like Liverpool are going to push on to the end. And Pep said it this weekend. He said that he expects them to win every game.
Yep.
So we have to win every game.
Exactly. And you know what? When I heard that comments from Pep, it's a winner's mentality.
Yeah.
You know what? And when you hear the coach say that as a player,
you believe it.
Yep.
So we'll see it. I don't know if it's going to be as a compelling title race as everyone expects, because if they both win out, then that's trash.
Yeah.
At some point,
I was hoping somebody would drop some points.
At some point, you need someone to drop points.
Make it a little interesting.
Yeah, like City to drop to Burnley, and then Liverpool drop to whoever they're playing.
Oh, that would be so.
Yeah.
So Bundesliga.
Yeah. So that's what I expect, right? So we'll see. Another week, the title race continues, but what also continues is Manchester United get another win. They stay alive in the top 4 race, but they definitely didn't deserve to.
Oh God, no.
They just got by.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's
much to say. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah.
There is.
Okay. I'll let you go, because I honestly, this was one of those performances that they didn't merit the 3 points, but they got them in the end.
They got fortunate. Two penalties.
Yeah.
And barring those 2 penalties, I don't know if there's one Rashford chance. And I don't think besides that Rashford chance, Fabianski had a major save to make.
No, that's what I mean. There really isn't. Yes, they got the 3 points, but really they were fortunate to get those 3 points. And one of those penalties was
not a penalty.
No, come on, let's And I know we've always said this. We don't discuss that stuff on the podcast, but
no, we do. Just when it's a bit controversial, when it's like that, it was not controversial.
No,
that's just not a penalty.
Exactly,
100%. Not.
No.
And United fans tell me it wasn't a penalty.
Well, because it wasn't.
Yeah, I do. Shout out to Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
He's listened to our podcast, I think.
Yeah.
he knows.
Got tired of me calling him a loser.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And I don't know, man, what to really say about that. I thought they would rest more players. I thought their performance wasn't very good, and their top 4 aspirations, they had to win that game. They did. They got through it. But same issues with United, man. Just, I don't know where they're going to create chances if they're not playing on the counterattack. They kind of stumble to wins. It was very similar to Watford, the game where they just got by as well. And De Gea had to make a few saves. Antonio came on, hit the crossbar. Just a lot of things. It's just not good. They made mistakes in midfield. And they have a real big issue. And I'm not going to get into Solskjaer again, but I do feel like if there's one team that I'm interested about their summer, and I know a lot of people will say they're more interested to see what Real Madrid do, and some could say they're interested to see what, let's say, Juve may do.
Yes. Because
of the whole coaching thing and who they bring in besides Ramsey in case they don't win the Champions League. I'm interested to see what Manchester United are going to do.
Oh, I think this is when and we've said this. Out of the top 4 or the big 4, if you want to call them that, the big 5, this is one of the most important transfer windows for Manchester United.
I'm really interested to see what they do. I'm interested to see if someone calls knocking for Paul Pogba, if they budge. I'm interested to see how much money they're going to give Solskjaer. I'm interested to see who makes the decision as to what players are brought in. I want to see what players want to come and play for Solskjaer. I want to see what type of print or stamp that Solskjaer wants to put on this United side. I want to see how they want to play. What's their identity? There are so many questions about how this club is moving forward. I want to know who wants to stay. I want to know who's going to leave. I've heard Mata, Herrera is gone apparently. I heard Lukaku is thinking about leaving.
Yep.
They decide to keep the young boys. I want to see if Anthony Martial on an afternoon where you could show who you truly are, couldn't beat Pablo Zabaleta in a 1v1.
I mentioned Zabaleta earlier for that very reason.
In a 1v1. And there were people that I used to argue with people that Sterling is better than this kid.
Yeah.
And till this day, I want to know what Anthony Martial does very well.
You know what?
Nothing.
No, that's
nothing. Nothing. Not one thing.
No.
Not one thing.
No.
Got a new manager. Same one trick pony.
Yes.
Scores the nice odd goal here and there. One trick pony.
Yep.
So I want to know where United are going with this. It's not even a rant, but these are real issues that need to be discussed. Because we look at them. Are they going to keep De Gea?
Well, you know what? But you've made the question about Pogba. The same question can be made about David De Gea.
Yeah.
If somebody comes knocking with a whole bunch of money, what are you going to do?
Because he wants a pay increase. That whole Alexis thing kind of ruined them in terms of wage structure.
Yeah.
Because that's why Ander was asking for so much money. So are you going to keep David De Gea? The thing about that is that I hear that if David De Gea leaves, the rumors that they're going to go buy Jan Oblak, which, it's it ain't bad. Yeah. I would do a little transfer trade.
Right.
So a lot of people wouldn't, but I think they're comparable. So you lose one and you bring in the other.
Okay.
But do you keep De Gea? And after De Gea, then we got to get to the defense because the back line needs a whole makeover.
Yep.
Delo could be great.
Okay.
Shaw could be great. He's had one of the better seasons. He's been one of their better players this season.
Okay.
But we don't know how good he's going to be.
Yes.
There's a high ceiling, but we don't know how good he's going to be.
Correct.
Young Valencia got to go. Center backs, all got to go except for possibly Lindelof.
I was going to say that's the only guy who I would keep. Yep.
Then you look at the midfield. What's happening to Paul? Is Fred really going to be that guy going forward?
Herrera's gone.
Yeah. Matic, his days are over.
Mata
probably gone.
So then you're left with Lindegaard and Martial.
Yeah. Lingard, McTominay, Andreas Pereira, who is okay.
Right.
But I look at that, the midfield. Like, we look at their best 3 midfielders that they've been playing as of late. Fred, McTominay, Pogba. That is not a midfield that's going to win the Premier League.
That's not a midfield that's going to make you compete in the Champions League.
Nope. Because they could do a job, they can't create a thing.
You know where they can do a job? In the Europa League.
Yep.
And I've said it here, and I'll say it again. If you buy Europa League players, you'll end up in the Europa League.
And that's where I stand with them. Because then we get up front, and up front is still a bit disappointing. Up front is still disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rashford could be great, but is that the kid you want to rest your future on? Because it's no longer about, and the thing is, I even worded that wrong. It's not about resting your future on him, because it's now. You gotta go now.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say resting your future. No,
Yeah.
the future is now.
Yeah, these kids have been here for a while, and you've given them contracts, so you are expecting them to deliver. You can't keep treating them like kids.
No.
And I've always said, this is not the 90s, so you're not gonna bring in the kids and think they're gonna do something when you got those two.
Yeah.
Those two juggernauts.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And if you don't got a coach that could develop the kids, because we don't even know what Solskjaer's all about. They've come back down to earth.
I'm waiting for him, and we've just said this. I'm waiting for him to put his stamp on this team.
I don't think he has a stamp.
Ooh.
I don't think he has a stamp.
Well, then there's...
I don't think he has a stamp. And who do they attract to come to the club that could really lift them over the hump?
Well, you're telling me that this is Manchester United, and everybody wants to come and play for Manchester United, and this and that. So now what? When and I've said this, when Manchester United is not in the Premier in the Champions League, how are you going to trap those big name players? How?
We'll see this summer.
Yeah.
We'll see this summer. My thing is, I just don't know who they could bring in, because they have to bring in a lot of players. Like the way that they're built right now, that's a chop.
Yes.
That's a chop. I heard like the whole Rakitic thing and all that. Like it's a big chop. They gotta fix a lot of areas, because you cannot trust those kids up front to have you fighting for a title. You cannot trust that midfield to have you fighting for a title. You cannot trust that back line to have you fighting for a title. And I don't think you could trust that manager, because I don't think he is capable or competent enough to bring United where they want to be. And that's why I've always said that that's a mistake. And it's a scary time for them. But if there's a summer,
it's now.
It's now.
Yep.
And I want to see what they're going to do. Because if they mess this up, they take a few more steps back. And they're only lucky that Chelsea's just is doing the same nonsense that they're doing.
I know.
They're lucky. I'm praying that Unai
puts the shit together.
Yeah. I'm really praying, and I'm really hoping that they finish in the top 4, because I think that out of all the squads in this top 6, I feel like he had the least advantage. He was least likely to finish in the top 4.
Oh, absolutely.
Based off the fact that coming to a new country, backline is terrible, midfield is okay.
Yeah.
And you have an attack with two potent goal scorers.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. But that doesn't change much. Because the midfield, for what you want to call it, Tyrrell, it was his first season, so that was a hit or miss.
Yes.
Guendouzi's extremely young. Xhaka.
New as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Xhaka.
Yeah. Frere Xhaka.
Yeah. Xhaka. Ramsey's okay.
But Ramsey was also
phased out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you look at all that, and Ozil, he's tried to get the best out of him. He's worked with whatever he could with that.
Yeah.
But you look at that squad, and you compare it to United, that's been a stable club.
Right.
For a few seasons.
Yes.
Players, familiarity, all those players still there. Mourinho started the season. You look at Chelsea, even then you would expect Sarri with the best individual in the league and N'Golo Kante and a few other players to finish ahead of Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then you expect Spurs' stability to finish over Arsenal.
Correct.
And also having one of the best strikers. So you expect all those teams to finish over them. And Arsenal could finish in third.
Oh, yeah. It's still open.
That's not out of the question.
No.
And I think that would be the biggest story. So I'm really hoping that they do that. I'm really hoping that Arsenal finish in the top 4. I hope for their fans. I hope for Unai. And I hope that they back him this summer. Because the other clubs are goofing.
Yeah.
Chelsea's goofing. United's goofing. Spurs got lucky that United made the biggest mistake, because they actually may keep Poch now.
Yep.
So lucky them.
Mm-hmm.
And Spurs won this weekend too.
Yeah, but they played Huddersfield.
Lucas Moura, Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything?
I'm pretty sure my co-ed team could give Huddersfield a run for its money.
Okay. I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah. But no, there's nothing. But I don't want to take anything from that result.
Yeah. We'll get to that Champions League in a second.
Yes.
Anything else big habit? Fulham beat Everton.
Hey, that's good for Fulham.
Fulham beat Everton. Anthony Knockaert got a stupid red card, and they beat Bournemouth smashed them.
Yeah.
And then we had Newcastle win over the weekend on the Friday.
Yes.
And then there was something. Oh, Wolves lost to my squad.
Yes.
Yeah, Wolves lost to my squad.
What score?
Fabs. I didn't even check.
Okay, hold on.
Fabs. Wolves going Wolf. See, that's what they deserve. That's what they deserve to be in that FA Cup.
Your boy Redmond scored twice.
Yeah, good.
And Shane Long.
Good.
No assist for James Ward.
That's okay.
Price.
Get Wolves out of here. So tired of them.
Let's move on.
So tired of them. We doing Champions League or there's nothing that happened in La Liga, folks. Sorry, the La Liga season is finished. The La Liga season is finished.
Yeah.
Did Madrid win today, or are they tied?
I think they're tied.
They're tied 1-1 to Leganes. Atletico won. Morata and Griezmann scored. Yada yada yada. I don't really care. Getafe and Sevilla are fighting for fourth, which I hope Getafe gets because that'd be a great story. And Barca played their bench.
You've summed up that quite well.
La Liga wrapped up.
Yeah, you want to do Serie A just as fast?
Juve Spal. We know what happened there. Spal going Spal. Atalanta today.
Yeah, tied.
But they had 45 shots.
I know.
Whatever.
Disappointed.
You want the top four. Top four race is kind of heating up. Lazio, we'll get to Lazio in a second.
Okay.
Roma won. Dzeko scored.
Yes.
So their hopes are still alive.
Yes.
Inter won as well as they should against Frosinone.
Yeah.
And then we get to Milan Lazio. Big game. That was the big game of the weekend.
That was.
And Lazio do have a game in hand, so they're not completely out of it.
Nope.
But that was a big win for Milan because they couldn't afford to lose that game.
No, absolutely not.
But
Roma's right on their heels.
But the what I come to at the end of that is that they are still not very good.
I'm glad you said it.
And they were very fortunate to, and more so in the first half, until the game kind of changed when Correa came off and they brought on Felipe Caicedo. And they didn't really have any link between midfield and attack. I still expect more from Milinkovic-Savic. I really do.
You know what? It's funny because I was thinking the exact same thing, and he's been rumored to be on a big money move.
The last season, everyone who was supposed to buy him last season got extremely lucky.
Yes.
The 100 million,
yes.
All that nonsense.
Yeah.
Sorry, Milinki. Not happening.
Nope. I was kind of disappointed with Mobile too while we're at it.
But the thing with me and Lazio is that I never expect them to win these games.
No, you're right.
They never do. They beat Inter because the whole Icardi, that nonsense. But you never really expect them to win these games. You don't trust them to. But the way that Milan won. Well, they try to give them the handball. Then VAR came in, thankfully.
Yeah,
because that was a joke.
That was a joke. Yeah.
And then, do you think it was a penalty?
No, I don't either.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't.
I asked you that because it's not controversial at all.
No, I
I had to watch it a few times to be like, maybe if I watch it in slow motion, because maybe in slow motion it'll convince me that it was. It did it. I was like, okay,
no,
cool. They will. It's come to a point where, at this point, I really want Atalanta to finish in fourth or Lazio because I don't feel Roma deserves it.
Nope.
I don't feel Milan deserve it. The only reason why I'd want one of them to finish there is because I pray to God they hire a quality coach that could take them into the Champions League next year.
So I'll now say this. The only reason why I would like to see AC there is because I think they have a little bit more
money.
Yes. And they have that, we talk about United where they have that
allure,
swagger.
Yeah.
Milan have that swagger when it comes to Italian clubs. They can attract the bigger name players than Atalanta can.
That's true.
Than Roma can.
That's true.
So if I'm just looking at trying to see how Serie A can rebuild their brand, it's that AC make it into the top four. Because that way they can attract some top name talent back to Serie A and then you'll have Serie A getting back to what it was many, many years ago. It's still going to take a long time to get back to the top, but with them in there, they can attract some big name players. So if you're going to ask me who I would like to see get into that fourth, it's AC Milan, purely for that very reason. Not because of the quality of soccer, nothing. It's because purely of spending power to get Serie A back to where it was.
Yeah. And I guess I agree with that too, because you would, if you look at the four, I've seen Roma spend too much money and throw it in places that they shouldn't have and regret it.
Yep.
So I don't want to see them do that again. You want AC and you want Inter if you are a purely Serie A fan and want to see the league thrive and get back to its best. However, I'm judging them on what they produce on a week-to-week basis, and I think that's fair. And they don't produce a lot of nothing.
Nope.
And
Gattuso's got to go.
next season's gonna be really interesting to see Piatek.
Yeah.
Because first season, right?
Right.
Not a lot of teams know how he plays.
No, you'll get. He's got a.
They'll know next season.
Yeah, he might be one of those guys that gets found out.
Yeah, and I could see it already.
Yeah.
I hate to burst bubbles and kill dreams, but I can see it. I can see it already. The writing is on the wall for him. So get your goals now. Milan definitely need those goals because the same problem. Çalhanoğlu in central midfield is not going to change the difference.
Nope.
Suso is not the answer. Barini is not the answer. It's really bad. It's really bad. But they won. They didn't create many chances, but they won.
Yep.
And I guess we got to give them kudos. I don't got the as you can see, I don't got the little round of applause. No, I don't give no one applause.
No.
But that was the big game. I was kind of disappointed in the game as a whole because I thought it possibly would have been better. And if Correa was on, perhaps the result is a bit different because I thought Lazio started very well.
Yeah, they did.
I thought they started extremely well. And it was unfortunate that he had to leave. He looked very frustrated. And Milan, we'll see what they do next because they finally win a big game against a big side. And this half of the season. So kudos to them. Germany, Dortmund won, and Bayern made easy work of Dusseldorf, who didn't play my guy Luke Bacchio.
No, he didn't.
And I was very upset about that. Kingsley looked good.
Yes.
Thomas Muller looks back. He's back.
Yep.
Thomas is back. Lewandowski played well. It was comfortable. They didn't really have any issues. Gnabry's having a great end to the season.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't really much to talk about. They were comfortable throughout.
Yep.
And for me right now, it's the Bayern watch. It's not that I don't want to watch Dortmund. It's just that they've bottled it for me.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like it's really the Bayern watch.
Yes, I agree.
Bayern went out, they win the league.
Yes.
And I don't think they are because they look focused. They look like
You mean they are?
yeah.
Yeah. You said they aren't.
No, they look focused.
Yes. Okay.
They look focused.
I don't see Bayern dropping very many points. And to be honest, if there's a team that I could see dropping points, it's Dortmund. And they were lucky that Mainz didn't have a little longer in that game because I feel that they would have came back and tied that as well.
Yeah. So it kind of sucks. You know what happens when you get towards the end of the season is that you have to watch the least amount of games, and then trying to put the whole podcast together and pod like real top podders do gets extremely difficult because there's not much to really break into.
Nope.
That's why Thursday's podcast is going to be better than this. And it'll just like last week's was, it's going to be better this week because there's not much really to break into.
Nope.
Because the Bundesliga has been a wash because Bayern and Dortmund are duking it out. La Liga's done. Serie A's done, barring the little race for the top four.
France is done?
No, but PSG lost.
Hey.
They got smoked.
Drake
PSG got smoked. Oh, that sucked. But
that was the curse of Drake.
Yeah, I heard that that's going around. That's why. Yes, I enjoyed that tweet.
They're actually, you know what? If you're gonna follow one Serie A, Roma Twitter actually is quite good.
Yeah, shout out to them. At least they got something right.
Yeah, whoever does their Twitter, you should get a raise.
All the big bucks, all the millions.
Yeah,
all
millions.
of it. But PSG got smoked and they didn't play particularly well, and Mbappe had some words, and Bernat scored. I'm pretty sure he got the red card after, and then
that I saw.
Yeah, and then after that it was just but at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter.
No.
They won the league.
Yeah, that's right.
So like I don't care. Now there were talks about is Tuchel gonna get fired at the end of the season and all that. If they fired him, that'd be crazy. The way I could see them firing him is if they're gonna bring in like Mourinho, And I could see that as much as people may look at that and be like, huh, why Mourinho? I could see that ownership group bringing in Mourinho.
Oh yeah.
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 100%.
As long as they give him the reins.
Yeah.
And let him go, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it happening, and I think
I could see him fitting better there than in going back to Inter.
Well, yeah, because he's gonna win the league. It's another league on his resume.
Yes.
And they have the money to bring in players that he wants. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would totally kind of destroy whatever project they're having with all these little youngsters, which is why I think they brought Thomas in.
Yeah.
But
that'd be ironic.
yeah, we never talked about that Choupo-Moting miss either. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah. So that's why I thought
less
about,
is more on
that's
that
why I
one.
thought about PSG.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So shout out to Lille.
Yeah.
For giving them the smoke. We always appreciate when teams give PSG the smoke in France because it rarely happens. And I think that was their worst loss in like almost 2 decades. So
yes, it was.
Kudos to Lille. And with that being said, so we got that. We got all the leagues kind of wrapped up, and then that means that we get to the main event. The main event. Dan, I thought I'd see you in the little stands with all little TFC fans. All the little TFC fans. Where am I?
There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club. Nothing is there. What the hell is there in this football club? Tell me now. What the?
I think that may have been a bit too harsh.
I was gonna say.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
What happened? What happened?
Look,
What happened? What happened?
That first 45 minutes was pretty damn good. Unfortunately, football is 90 minutes. And Vanny didn't change his tactics. I'm going to hate to say this because I'll probably get roasted for it, but I think we need to slowly have a chat about Michael Bradley and what his role is on this team. And I know he's the captain and he plays all the games and this and that, but that game, he got a little bit exposed in the midfield. And third goal was on him. Josie keeps scoring, which is the one positive. Him and Pozuelo have really developed some sort of connection.
Yeah, we were roasting him. Maybe it is Josie's house.
Yeah.
Maybe he was right. Maybe it is his house. And yeah, y'all gotta take about whatever you're thinking about Pozuelo. I think that, and yeah, the TFC still messed up because if they just replaced Pozuelo with Vasquez in an ideal world and kept Jovinko, oh boy, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
but
they couldn't.
But no, and that goes back to your talk about potentially them getting someone in the summer.
Yeah,
and whoever they get in the summer, I think has to be a goal scorer.
Yeah, because
when I look at that squad and I look at who they line up, Pozuelo's going to create, and sure, he's not going to score every week. There are going to be weeks where he's going to score,
of course.
And Josie is a elite MLS striker.
Yes,
but who else is going to score?
That's the problem.
Who else is going to score?
And my thing is, what if Josie and the way he's going, he might get that. What if Josie gets called up to the Gold Cup?
Mm-hmm.
Then what's TFC going to do?
Yep.
Who's going to score goals for them?
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing here. I looked at that squad over the weekend, and it's weird that it only took me now to really look at it. I probably knew, but besides Josie and Pozuelo, and I'm telling you, that little partnership's going to get found out soon.
Oh, that will.
Yeah. Because that's just how the game works. So
yes.
It's eventually get figured out. So you got those two there. But who else is going to score you those goals? The connection is great. They've scored some great goals. I enjoyed the second one. The first one I knew was going to happen. It was a great pass.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the second one.
Okay. Super
finish. And I look at them and I'm like, wow, we got ourselves a little partnership here in the city.
Yeah.
It kind of worked out.
Yep.
Pozuelo's a better Victor Vasquez of last season because Victor was made out of glass.
That's right.
So I'm not going to say it's better than Victor when they won the league.
No.
But in comparison to last season, Pozuelo's a massive upgrade because he looks like he's going to be fit. Yes. And he's doing pretty much everything that Victor was doing.
Yes.
And he may score more goals.
He will.
Yeah. So I look at that and that's fine. But the biggest problem here, and I think that's the issue that they need to address whenever they decide to do whatever they're going to do, whether it be a winger or whether it be a striker, regardless if it's a wide player or not, they need to be a goal scorer. They need to be able to contribute 10 goals a season.
I'm going to argue that they're going to need two things. One, what you just mentioned, and two, a center back.
Okay, well, yes.
Because Eric Zavaleta, I don't understand where that guy fits in this squad. He was yanked out for Jay Chapman. And that just says enough right there. When you're yanked out at halftime for Jay Chapman, that means you didn't have a very good game. Okay?
Yes. I don't want smoke from Jay, so I'm chill.
Simon is what Simon is. And I don't think they ever brought Simon in to be that main defender. But Moore is on his last legs.
And I'm not entirely convinced by Mavinga.
I know you've said that.
He just he's very good and athletic. I'm not gonna say he's bad, but his game isn't polished yet.
Right.
And I don't expect it to be, but it's just something that has to be.
He's still young though.
Yeah,
Okay.
And I understand that. But he did have that great season when I'm pretty sure it was the season they won.
Yes.
Where he had a really fantastic season.
Yes, he did.
And that was an extreme high that I don't think he's going to be able to replicate for a few seasons.
Correct.
And we're seeing that now, especially when other defenders are making mistakes. And that was my thing. So I do agree that they need a center back.
Yes.
But so they need both. And they need both desperately.
Yes.
Because I don't think they could win if they don't get another goal scorer. That's first and foremost.
I agree.
They need another goal scorer. And that is the biggest thing here because they're not going to get it from the midfield. They're not going to get it from the midfield. And because I said Osorio can only score in certain aspects of his game. Markey is playing better than last season, but he doesn't really affect the game and doesn't take control of the tempo.
No.
But a nice sideways passer.
Fantastic.
Helps them retain possession.
Yes.
And
He works hard.
yeah.
He works hard.
Yeah.
But
But yeah.
can I say one thing?
Sure. You can say whatever you want.
I know, I'm not a big fan, and I know he hasn't played very well, but I'm not a big fan of this goalkeeper rotation. This is not hockey where you bench your goalie. Listen, I know Bono hasn't played great, but if that's your guy, then you push through him throughout the whole season, and you let Westberg play your cup competitions.
You're not feeling Westberg's feet? His feet weren't moving good for you?
Yeah,
He didn't make the right passes?
it's not about passing.
The passes weren't on point?
No, it's look.
Well, Bono has no feet.
No, but I listen. I don't need. I don't want my.
You're hitting me with that's why you guys are the Prem boys. You hit me with Fab's comment. I don't care if they can kick it out.
I don't care.
I don't care if they make the right pass.
No.
When you see Bono when they pass the ball back to Bono.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting in that south end, I'm thinking, oh Jesus.
Exactly.
But-
exactly.
What I'm saying is, I don't like that. I don't think Bono's done enough bad things this year to be benched.
Well, you just wait.
Well, I know. When I come on here and roast Bono, then so be it.
You just wait.
But I don't think you need to change the. I don't think you need that keeper change. And by the way, if we're going to be really tough, then Westberg is at fault for that second goal.
What?
Yeah.
Not fully at fault.
No.
I think I killed Bradley on social media today, but I think those two goals were both team/systematic errors. I think everyone kind of, especially the second one, everyone kind of got pulled out.
Okay.
One by one. Bradley was late to his guy, extremely late, but everyone got pulled out.
Okay.
And the third one, Osorio stepped.
Yeah.
Then Bradley was screwed.
Yep.
No. Moro was screwed because he couldn't step.
Nope.
And then Bradley was nowhere near Ladero. And then Mavinga didn't want to shift over because he didn't trust Simon with Bruin. Because Bruin was killing both.
Oh, yeah.
Bruin was killing both of them.
Well, TFC's lucky he went off injured.
And they couldn't handle Rodriguez.
No, he's a quality player, by the way.
Yeah, he's a quality player.
He's a quality player.
Yeah. So you couldn't handle him.
Yeah.
And no one was tracking Roll Dan. So it's just like it was different elements. And I've always said with Michael Bradley, and this is my biggest thing, as to when he goes up against top number 10s like Ladero, he struggles.
Yeah.
And this Seattle team isn't the Seattle team that they played in those MLS Cup finals that were somewhat limited, and Ladero couldn't get much time on the ball. They're a much more proactive side now.
Yes.
And they could go at you. And that's where now Ladero is going to get the upper hand on Bradley.
Oh yeah.
Whereas in the previous games, they were sitting back deep, and Lodero's not the one that's going to press him. So Bradley's going to have all the time in the world to really play those passes that he can play and break up play because they don't have enough counterattacking threats going forward. Different Seattle team now. And when Bradley is placed in those situations, you kind of have to think that perhaps they need to play someone closer to him. And perhaps they need to go Delgado closer to him and to avoid that and have Delgado kind of harry Lodero instead and have Bradley be the floater that could play the passes a bit higher, because at some point, that result that will continue against teams that have quality number 10s that could float into those spaces, because that's just not his game, and it's never been his game.
Look, at the end of the day, and I said this, that's a quality Seattle side, but you almost feel that if you're TFC, I don't want to say disappointed, because I don't think that's the right word, but you're going to look back and say, I could have taken some points from this game, and I think if Vanny is a little bit more proactive, he switches his tactics a little bit earlier in that second half. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be too upset with that 3-2 loss. They're still sitting. I still want to say the West is much stronger than the East. And I think as time goes on, that this TFC team, with the right couple of additions that are supposed to be coming in, whether it be now, whether it be in the summer, I think they'll make a run in the eastern side of the playoffs.
And what if they don't get those signings? Just a question.
If they don't get those signings, I think they're fighting to try to make the playoffs.
Okay.
I still think in the East, I still think they're a playoff side in the East. Mm-hmm. But I think with a couple signings, they're a contender to make some noise in the East.
You know me. What are we in? April?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we got some time.
No, I know.
We got some time. I know.
And I don't expect you to say anything anyway, but I'm just saying.
What? MLS grind is we don't really know much until like July, August.
Oh yeah, you can even say a little further.
Yeah. We kind of get a hint as to whether they're the real deal or not, unless you really blow it like they did last season, right?
Oh yeah, then they were out.
Before. The result's not bad. Tough environment that they have to go into against a quality side. They could have possibly snuck a point. They hit the post at the end. They conceded goals in quick succession, kind of like how Chelsea did to Liverpool. Mm-hmm. They got one back, but it's interesting. It's interesting to see. I think Vanny is still doing a decent job, given everything that's happened this summer.
Yep.
But those two areas that I highlighted, those are two key areas that really need to be addressed. And until they address that, I can't take them too seriously.
They play this weekend on Saturday.
Yeah. Against someone that doesn't matter.
Minnesota.
Yeah. We'll see.
That won't be an easy game either.
I know. But still.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of how I see it, is that I can't take them seriously until they really fix those issues, because there are just so many limitations in the squad.
Yep.
And I just don't think they have enough goals in them to really. And I think relying on Josie is a big ask.
Oh yeah. Oh no. But I think any club. I mean, let's not talk TFC, but any football club that's relying on one player to score a whole bunch of goals all season long, that's not going to work.
Yeah. That's fair. I just think the way the MLS season's constructed, it's a long
grind.
Yeah, it's a bit tough.
Yes.
So and
especially because they've got all those competitions that go on inside, be it the Gold Cup this year, the Canadian Championship, and I know maybe Josie won't play too many games.
Yeah, don't they get to beat up like the little CPL teams?
Yeah, hopefully.
CPL starts soon.
In 2 weeks.
CPL starts. CPL. Anything that they said before we finish off TFC? Any new announcements?
No.
League starts in like
2 weeks.
A few days.
A few days. I thought it was 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a few days.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Like 14 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it starts on the 27th.
Oh my God, Dan.
Listen, I'm not going to that Forge FC game.
Dan. Oh, they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, I don't care. You can roast me.
They're gonna kill you.
Yeah, not really.
They haven't emailed you yet?
No.
Telling you that they didn't like what you said?
No, not yet.
No? Oh boy.
They can email me. If they can find my email address, they can
Yeah,
email me.
you know some people that work at CPL.
I do.
Yeah, wait till they hear what you got to say about them.
Well,
Wait till you're gonna
we won't be friends.
you're gonna get pressed. You're pressed. I told you this is why Fab's cut.
Yeah, I know.
Fabs don't want Timmy Dave's smoke.
No, he's actually going to New York 9 games.
Yeah, he's going. He's definitely going there. Timmy's Dave told him, "You better shape up, boy." He's Fab's cut.
That's right.
It all makes sense now. That's I'm sticking with that. We're lying. I'll tell Fabs to listen to this because I totally get it. Anything else that really mattered? We kind of just didn't have much to say this week, or not even this week or today.
I think
Champions League quickly. I know.
Right.
How do we save it for the end? You expect any upsets? Any? This is just not a real. This isn't really a tough question.
no. No. Honestly, I'm awful at these predictions, so I'm just gonna say no. I don't think that. I think at the end of the day, the teams that we expect to go through, I think will.
Yeah. If we had to pick one, I think we'd both agree that the team that has the best shot is Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because they won the first leg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we expect that, right? I look at them and I just don't think they're gonna do it based off the players that they're missing, and I think City have enough to beat them, even if they score.
Oh,
Even if Spurs score one, if Spurs score two, then maybe we got a problem. But
Right.
but I think if Spurs score one, I still think City have enough firepower. But I do think they have to play it a bit cautious. I think they have to go into that game somewhat like the Liverpool game. Remember that Liverpool game where they had to win?
Yeah.
They didn't go guns blazing.
No.
But they controlled it to a point where they're able to win it.
Yep.
And I think obviously that scoreline's irrelevant, but that's how they're gonna kind of have to go about it. I still stick with Porto could give Liverpool a scare. I'm not expecting Porto to go through, but I think, like I said, man, Marega was throwing up and doing whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
And I think he gave who was playing Lovren and Van Dijk a handful.
Yep.
I think that if they could get him going and don't stick him out on the left, Hector Herrera comes back, Pep comes back.
Yep.
So that backline won't. Oh, I don't know about that. But,
I was gonna say.
but try to build them up a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's done, but obviously if Liverpool score the first goal, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah. But I think Porto could give them a bit of a scare, and if Marega's going, then that could be an interesting game to watch for at least 45 minutes.
Okay.
And we expect Barca to go through.
Yes.
And if they don't, I don't really care. we're killing them the same way.
That's
but
right.
But I expect them to go through. We said Valverde got his tactics right. I expect Messi to
Be messy.
not stop at one and chill and play in midfield. I expect him to really go for it.
And I expect that water,
To be wet.
the grass to be wet.
Yeah. the
Water is wet.
The water has to be wet too. The water wasn't wet at Old Trafford.
No, it was not. Apparently there was no water.
There was
in
no
Manchester
water in Manchester.
No.
Water is wet.
Yeah.
So make sure they'll make sure that that's happening.
And last but not least, I don't sleep on Ajax.
No.
Yep.
You're just saying that because you're scared.
Yeah, I am.
You're just saying that.
little bit
You're
inside
just,
me, yeah.
you're just saying that because you're scared of every tie. Is that tomorrow
It is.
or today when they're listening?
Yeah, I'm working from home today.
Look, man. No.
You want me to go in the office?
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
about that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not having this whole Juve. Oh, every time that they play, I'm scared that the other team has a chance. No.
Listen,
No.
when I go out on a limb, I'm always wrong on this damn podcast. So
Yeah.
I'm going neutral and
Yeah.
saying everybody has a chance.
Because you're pussy. And you go out on a limb without thinking about whatever limb you're trying to go
That's
out on.
right. So this time I'm saying it's going to be a great game. Both teams have a chance to win.
Oh,
50-50.
you are so soft.
I know.
You are so soft. Look, the way that the game is set up is that Juve are going to be totally fine, that Ajax have the ball, and now it's about Juve actually breaking on the counterattack and executing. If De Jong isn't there, and even if he's half fit, it still doesn't matter.
No.
Because I think that he's going to play, and as long as that hamstring doesn't buckle, then he'll be fine.
Yes.
But, yeah, man, it's on Juve. And they're going to want Ajax to have the ball. They're going to want to counter. So get the job done. Mandzukic play a bit better.
Mandzukic is out.
Oh, he's out?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So-
It's going to be Ronaldo, Berna, and Douglas? And I think that would be much better for them as well, because Douglas could counterattack.
Yes.
And he caused them a problem. Probably should have scored in that first leg.
Yes.
So, look, man, it's just let your midfield get overrun. Chiellini's back, right?
No, he's not.
He's not.
No.
So he's not playing.
No.
That still don't matter.
Okay.
That still don't matter, man. If they lose, we are killing them.
Oh wow.
We are, and you are killing them too.
If they lose, I'll kill them.
We are killing them. Just like if Barca loses, we are killing them.
If Barca loses, oh god.
We are killing anyone that deserves to get. We gotta get a new gunshot. Fab's gunshot's trash.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I want that thing to be just like
Firing away.
going, man. Like, why do I gotta wait? And that's how it's gonna go.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Thursday's gonna be popping. Thursdays are gonna be the new Mondays.
Yeah.
Until the Champions League is over.
And I'm off on Friday, so it's great.
No, I don't care about you being off. Thursday's gonna be great.
Thursday's gonna be great.
I guess we're not doing the Europa League.
Well, no.
Okay, fine. We'll just talk about it. We'll run that down.
That's right.
Semifinals, man. Semifinals.
What?
Semifinals.
What do you mean semifinals?
When we get to the semis.
When we get to the semis, we'll give Europa League some love.
Yeah. That's all I want to say. You must be happy now. We're really hitting the 125s really good.
I know.
Yeah. No, I'm not happy, man.
Having a great time.
No, we're not. That 35 minutes is essential.
Well, when Fabs comes back, we'll get back to our regular schedule.
We better, man. Anyhow, that was episode 70 of the InnerViews podcast. There wasn't much to break into, so although it was a milestone, the vibes were great. But
I was going to say it was good.
Yeah, but there'd be better on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well.
There'd be better on Thursday. It's always better when we got real shit to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
This week we really got much to talk about. There's just the two big games.
Yeah.
Or just the big game. And then, TFC.
That's right.
Everyone else didn't really matter.
No.
But we break down everything because...
The next one, by the way, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still losers.
Go party.
Yeah.
Wardell starts soon, so I think it's time to really wrap this up. With that being said, this was episode 70 of the InnerViews podcast, the best soccer / footy podcast in the world and in Toronto, providing with organic, unfiltered soccer / footy analysis. You can find this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio, or any Android app on your Android devices. You could also find us on youtube.com/interviews, where we upload videos every day, facebook.com/interviews, where we also upload videos. Follow and like and follow. And if that isn't enough, you can find us on Twitter and you can find us on Instagram, the InnerViews TV. And sometimes I answer some questions on Quora, which perhaps we may get Dan to answer some of those questions soon, because he is going to definitely take a bigger role with the intern coming back, because the intern and I got to do some other dumb shit. So that being said, you've heard it all. That's what happened this week. If there's anything that we missed, feel free to let us know, and we'll try to get to it next week, or we'll try to get to it on Thursday, where we will break down the Champions League, all the second leg action from the quarterfinals, where we think there will be no upsets. And if they are, feel free to let us know that we were wrong, because we don't really care. We don't really care. It's your guy, Tyrrell.
It's your boy, Dan.
And we are out.